Hello everyone, welcome to VISHNU IAS. Today we are going to see about another important recent current affairs topic that is related to your GS2. Future pandemics and the reduction measures by VISHNU IAS team. So first let's see about pandemic and epidemic. So what is the difference between pandemic and epidemic is? So according to WHO, this is declared as pandemic. So when this is declared as pandemic is a pandemic is declared when this is spreads, and for that people do not have enough immunity. Okay, when the people do not have immunity, and because of that, if the new disease spreads, and if that will be spreading around the world beyond our expectations. Okay, so that we call it as a pandemic. So that will bring a huge loss of life and to many other things also. So next is epidemic. Epidemic is also actually, it is a larger outbreak, but that will spread among the population or people are living in a particular region. And when you consider this epidemic, it is of actually less severe than a pandemic because it will spread only to limited area only. So because of its spread to a limited area, so this is less severe than pandemic, but it is also a large outbreak that will spread among the population or region. Okay, so that is a main difference. So what is pandemic? It is declared when a new disease for which people they do not have immunity and it spreads around the world beyond our expectations. And what is epidemic? It is a large outbreak and that spreads among a population or region, and it is less severe than pandemic because of its limited area of spread. And next is IPBES. So what is this IPBES? Okay, so recently Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem. So that we call it as IPBES. Okay, so Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem, that has released, okay, this IPBES, it released a report. Okay, so what is that report is about us? That in this report it warns about the future pandemics that will broke out. Okay, so that will come. Okay, it is about the future pandemics that will break out. Okay, and how frequent it will come, and at what pace it will spread among the people, and how much more damage it will bring to the world by killing more number of people, even more people, even the number more than people who died in COVID-19. Okay, so unless significant measures are taken. Okay, so that is the main thing. So it is a report that warns about the future pandemics, so that is going to come. So there more frequent emergence, and their pace, okay, how fast it will spread. Okay, the faster pace of spread and more damage to the world, killing more people than COVID-19, and unless significant measures are taken. So that was the report that was released by IPBES, and it is actually an independent intergovernmental body that was established by United Nations in 2012. Okay, in 2012 United Nations established this independent intergovernmental body. So what is the main aim of this IPBES? The main aim is to strengthen the science policy interface for biodiversity and ecosystem services. So the biodiversity and ecosystem services is mainly for conserving and for the sustainable use of biodiversity and the long term human well-being and their development. Okay, for the human well-being, for the long term human well-being, and also for conserving and for the sustainable use of the biodiversity and for the sustainable development. So that is the main aim of the IPBES2. It is mainly to strengthen the science policy interface for biodiversity and ecosystem services. Okay, so pandemics of the century. Okay, this picture is actually not clear. I will provide you this picture in a Telegram channel. You can refer to it. Okay, so this picture, it is about history of pandemics. So what are the pandemics have broke out still now. Okay, and death toll also it has this picture will show. Okay, so next is let's see what is the causes of that. Okay, First, let's see. COVID-19 is at least the sixth pandemic that is taking place in the last century since the Spanish influenza pandemic of 1918. Okay, it is the sixth pandemic. Okay, from 1918. In 1918, Spanish influenza pandemic was there. So, from then on, this COVID-19 is actually a sixth pandemic. In March 2020, WHO declared COVID-19 as a pandemic. And three of the pandemics that were caused by the influenza viruses are three. Okay, three viruses, three pandemics, that actually three pandemics are caused by influenza viruses. So what are those three viruses, three influenza viruses? One is HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, and next is SARS, that is severe acute respiratory syndrome, and next is COVID-19. Okay, so these are the three influenza viruses. Okay, and what are the causes for this is almost all these pandemics are mainly it is because of zoonosis. What is this zoonosis is? That is diseases that is caused by germs that spread between animals and people. Okay, if this is some disease is caused by germs, so that germs will spread from animal to humans, then we call it as zoonosis. Okay, and more than 70% of the emerging diseases like Ebola, Zika, Nipah, or these are mainly caused by the microbes that is found in animals, and these microbes which is found in animals, this is spreading to humans or wild life or livestock. Okay, by due to contact. Okay, so these microbes which is found in animals, that will spread to wildlife, livestock, and people because of the due to the contact. Okay, so most of the 70% emerging disease is because of this. And the estimated value of the legal international wildlife trade 2019 was about US dollars 107 billion. That is a 500% increase since 2005 and 2000% increase since 1980s. And COVID-19's origins also, as I told you, more than 70% of disease is caused by zoonosis, that is microbes found in animals that is spread to people. So this COVID-19 origin is also lie in such kind of microbe that is carried by animals, but its emergence has been entirely driven to human activities. Actually, it is spread from animal to human only, but the emergence of this is mainly because of the human activities, like all other pandemics. Okay, and about 30% of the emerging infectious disease, it is attributed to land use change and agriculture expansion and urbanization. These are the main reasons or the main causes. So what are the this picture I'm showing you, it is actually one is this is Nipah virus. Okay, and this is Zika, and this is Ebola. And future possibilities. So what are the future possibilities for those is currently actually 1.7 million undiscovered viruses are there among mammals. Okay, it exists, it is there. Okay, 1.7 million undiscovered viruses are existing in mammals and birds, and out of this 1.7 million, 8,27,000 have the ability that will infect humans. Okay, so it is the report published by IPBES. Okay, and the next is reduction measure. So what is this reduction, what are the reduction measures for the pandemic is, the pandemic risk can be lowered. When this pandemic risk can be lowered is only by humans only we can do that. We can only lower the pandemic risk. How we can do is by reducing the human activities that drive the loss of biodiversity. Okay, by reducing human activities only we can reduce the pandemic. Okay, by reducing the human activities that drive the loss of biodiversity, and by greater conservation of protected areas, and also by the measures that reduce the unsustainable exploitation of high biodiversity regions. And all these measures, it will help in reducing the contact between wildlife and humans. So if we reduce the contact between wildlife, livestock, and humans, that will help in prevent the spread of disease from livestock or animals to humans. Okay, so it will reduce the spread of new diseases, first thing. And next is policy options like launching a high level intergovernmental council on pandemic prevention. So countries setting on mutually agreed goals or targets regarding the environment, animals and people, and also reducing the zoonotic disease risk in the international wildlife trade. Zoonotic diseases that is spread from animals to humans. Okay, so also reducing the zoonotic disease risk in the international wildlife trade by forming, how we can do that is by forming an intergovernmental health and trade partnership. So because of that it will reduce the risk substantially. Okay, so that's all. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, click on like button and share it to your friends. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe our channel and join our Telegram channel to get info about the daily current affairs and to get the value added materials. Thank you.